Greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm Professor Spira, and I'm going to do an unboxing of many of the books that I plan to put out over the next couple months. And not too long ago, I did an unboxing for a version of the annotated Mucusless Diet, but since then I had updated that version, actually added an index to it, did a few other updates. But in here I have annotated Mucusless Diet Healing System, Spira Speaks, Rational Fasting, Definite Cure for Chronic Constipation, and Thus Speaketh the Stomach. So these are my proof copies. I check these out to see if they're cool, and if they're cool, then I can go ahead and release them. I hope to release the annotated Mucusless Diet in paperback form, you understand, coming up fairly soon, within the next month, hopefully. But I'm just, really trying to do this right. I want to put it out there properly and try to have a much larger reach than, say, I have now with brothers and sisters that are already plugged in. You guys are already, you're beautiful. You already know what's going on. You already got the books, and many of you are looking forward to having your copy of the physical book as opposed to electronic book, or so I've heard from a lot of you. So without further ado, let's do this. As I talked about in the other one, I'm using CreateSpace to self-publish, and you'll be able to find this on Amazon once it's available. Let's see what we got here. Already, just looking at the colors, boy, they do a good job with these. Just opening the box up is already nice. So let's see. Well, right on top we have Rational Fasting for Physical, Mental, and Spiritual Rejuvenation by Professor Arnold. And this is not annotated. I've made a few notes here and there, a few edits, but overall this is the Eric, Teresa Mitchell, and Fred Hirsch's work, as there's multiple articles. So this is something that I haven't talked too much about, fasting and Eric's methods of fasting, but it's something that I feel is much needed right now. I've been watching the way that people talk about fasting and see that the conversation needs some development, as I noticed a couple years ago that discussion about transition diet needed a lot of attention. And so now I think that the fasting process, protocols, procedures, time to start going over that. So I'm going to be looking forward to doing that more. But what I see here, I really love the way the colors come out on these covers. And so yeah, this is my proof of rational fasting. Let's keep going. Tell me this don't look tight. Thus speak of the stomach, tragedy of nutrition. This is not. I worked with somebody that helped me design the book covers, and I think he did a wonderful job here. And so this is that. Got my barcode on the back. All that good stuff. Let's see here. We have Definite Cure for Chronic Constipation. And again, I just love these covers. And of course, these are the little booklets, and they're not very big, but I hope to include these. Just be able to, I don't know if I'll be able to give the physical versions away as bundled in other items, but I might be able to. We'll see once I get going, once we start releasing these. But I kind of like to use these as more promotional, kind of like check these out, give people a little taste of Eric's writing. Even those, some of the heaviest stuff you'll ever want to read is in The Tragedy of Nutrition. So that's that. Let's keep on digging down here. Oh, bad. Yeah, Spira speaks. Dialogues and essays on the Mucusless Diet Healing System. 3 volumes. Check it out. And many of you up to now, you've only been able to see this book in electronic version, but this was something that I was, worked real hard trying to convert this into paperback version, and I created a cream. This is on cream paper, so you can sit here and read it and read it and read it. And yes, that's Spira Speaks. It's a nice size book. 3 volumes of information, and I love all the great feedback I've got from it. People have loved this book. The folks that are really interested. I mean, this is just like a real. This is somebody practicing the Mucusless diet. This is somebody helping others learn how to practice the diet. I talk about myself and I show how I help others in a consultation environment where I'm trying to give people advice on the transition. So that's one thing I just noticed from an early sort of age, not early age, but I guess it was early age, but from fairly early on in my practice of the Mucusless diet was I was able to help people transition and kind of give people the right thing, the right way to think. I'm into conveying a way to think about the transition in the Mucusless diet. It's not about just telling somebody, well, here, eat this, or here, take these herbs for this. It's like, I want to promote an entire shift in consciousness so that your consciousness is one of transition. So you're always thinking about it. You don't need me there or somebody else there telling you what to eat. You're already thinking about, okay, if this is what I'm eating, this would be better to eat. And so I'm going to work my way to this. I'm not going to feel guilty for eating this, but I'm going to work my way to this. And you just keep working within the context of the system. So that I feel like has really captured the basics. I mean, when somebody reads this and the annotated Mucusless diet, I rarely get basic questions. As you know, if any of you work with people, or sometimes you'll get real basic questions up until somebody really studies the material. They'll kind of ask themselves and be like, okay, well, glad that you're interested, but check out the books. The books are going to cover all those basic questions. And once they go through the annotated Mucusless diet, they go through this, and it's like, now we can have some real serious discussions about regeneration and lifestyle transition on a higher level. And of course, we have Professor Arnold there. It's Mucusless Diet Healing System, annotated, revised, and edited by Professor Spira. And changed a couple things that the book cover. I added myself, and this was something, I talked with a lot of people about this, and a lot of people were saying I should add my picture on it because so much I contributed to it, and that people like to plug into people that are alive. And I was resistant to it, but the more I thought about it and kept talking to people, and they're like, well, it's obviously there's no kind of respect issues. My mission is to bring Eric's work up to 21st century and beyond, and introduce it to the next group of people that are going to take it somewhere. And I have noticed that there's a lot of people that are resistant to plugging into kind of a figure that it's not popular. Kim Kardashian ain't talking about him, so it's not popular on that level. And without that kind of popularity, there's a small segment of people that, like myself, that really appreciate historical figures and really are passionate about the vision of people from the past, and to try to embody that vision. And there's a lot of people that are first getting introduced to the diet, and it's kind of like, they want to see somebody alive that's connected to it. So anyway, this is where we're at with this, and so like I said, a lot of people have been really excited about this, and I know a lot of you have been waiting for this to be able to get this in paperback version. So it's coming very soon. I promise this time. I promise it's on its way. It takes a while. I wanted all this stuff to be right. I just really wanted it to be right. Didn't want to have a bunch of mistakes in it. I've been going over and over and over it. I mean, basically been working on it for 2 years. The actual, Spira Speaks has been working on since 2005, really since I started practicing the diet. But the annotated Mucusless Diet in its current form really started, even though some of the notes I took, started taking notes online, or not online, but on the computer. That is many of the notes that I used maybe back in 2005, 2006. But as far as sitting down and really putting the finished text together, it took a little bit longer, or it was a little bit later, I guess, maybe around 2010, 2011, when I started really say, okay, this is part of what I have to do now. It was one of those things where I didn't realize that I was supposed to do it like right now, like this early, because I'd actually thought that I was going to do a lot of this work. I planned on doing it when I was in my 50s and in my 60s. I figured when I was older, I would kind of get to this, and up until then, I'd be a professional musician and work with my bands and all that kind of stuff. But the universe has an interesting way to lead you in the way that it wants you to go. So I was led down this way to say, oh, music's not going anywhere, you're going to do that, but right now, you have to put this information out, and maybe there's people that really need this, that want this, and they have to have it now. And since I'm kind of a channel for this information, I have to basically sort of give myself over to that, submit to it, and say, okay, this is the work that I have to do, and that I'm willing to do. And all I want to see is just everything transformed. I want to see the world change. And I already have. I've seen it change around me. I've seen it change around others that are doing this work. But I'm just an agent of change. It's just part of my part of my karma. And so I'm trying to do it in the best way I can, in the way that makes the most sense, that helps the most people. So anyway, that is that. So I will be talking a lot more about this. I know my videos have been a little sporadic, and I'm always saying, well, I'm going to try to keep doing more videos and get this going. Once we get all this together and kind of get a little promotional campaign going and everything is kind of moving, then I hope to be on videos more consistently. Just was talking to Brother Air and Tony, and we're going to start a reoccurring weekly show that'll be sort of an online, probably broadcast over YouTube. You can do live shows there. I'll either do that or Blog Talk Radio. I still have to do research to find out what would be the best option. But we're going to do a weekly show, and named it today. We're going to call it The Healing System. That's going to be the name of our show. And a lot of people have been really wanting to see more of Brother Air talking and discussing things. So that'll be the place. And we'll have people, you'll be able to not call in, but you can, I guess, text in if you have your questions or things you want us to talk about. So be a bit more interactive. So I think that'll be real fun. Look forward to doing that. And yeah, so I will cut this off. Looks like that was some short showers. The sun is coming back out, and all is well. Peace, love, and gratitude.